Welcome to Casual Nerd Reactions. My name is Chris. Today we're starting the Expanse's 4th season. Based on where we last left off, I think it's safe to assume this season is going to, for sure, differentiate itself from the previous 3 seasons. There's already a pretty big difference where book 3 started from where book 2 ended, with like an 18-month time jump. So I'm curious if this will also have some kind of time jump, finding our characters in new places. I do have this kind of hope that all the characters we saw on the Roci at the end of the last episode will still be on the Roci in this one. I just love like a big team traveling together. Clearly I should just rewatch Firefly. But with the ring opening up all of these holes, gates, there's just no telling where we're gonna go this season. I definitely hope to see Avasarala back center stage. I need to see her reaction and her response to this big development. Obviously, we need to follow Holden and Naomi and the whole crew. I hope to see more of Ashford and drummer Bobby. I'm in my mind, I'm wanting to start listing just a list of favorite characters, but I think I would list every character on the show. But I would love to see Alex and Bobby piloting and just traveling as Martians on the Rocinante. I definitely need to see more of Amos and Anna, perhaps. I just found that dynamic interesting. Maybe Anna went home to be with her family. I don't know. But there's a lot of plot threads right now that I'm anxious to see. And I'm sure this episode right here that we're about to watch will just open up a whole new plot threads. I haven't even mentioned the proto-molecule in general. Is there some kind of threat that annihilated the people who created the proto-molecule? Probably, yeah. I mean, the show said as much. So are we going to come into contact with that? There's just so much. This is a dense and amazing television show. There's also the fact this is the first episode produced by Amazon, so I'm curious if that will make, like, if I'll notice it, if I'll feel it. My gut is that this show is already such high quality that it's just gonna be business as usual, but I'm curious to see if it feels any difference with the transition to Amazon from Sci-Fi. I can't believe the last episode would have been the last episode if Amazon had not have picked it up. So thank you to the fans and to the cast members and to anyone who helped make this show continuing possible. I'm so grateful to get to watch 3 more seasons of this show. Let's do it again and get 3 more. How about that? Could we do that? I'm gonna read the books when I finish watching this show either way, but I've heard there's like a time jump in between book 6 and book 7, so we have time. We're not in a hurry. Okay, but let's make season 7, 8, and 9. Thank you. But since that's definitely going to happen, I need to make sure that I finish this season here. So let's get into it. The Expanse's 4th season, episode 1. Let's watch it right now for the very first time.
I'm just an investigator now. I find things. A couple 100 billion brain cells in your skull.
I think he's trying to solve the case of what happened to the people who made the proto-molecule. The Soul Ring.
Unidentified Belter ships.
Uh-oh.
You are entering restricted space.
Oh, we're opening with a space battle. I didn't see this coming. Should y'all be going that fast? What's the speed limit?
Shut down your drive now or we will fire.
We are unarmed. This is a refugee ship.
Huh.
Whatever happens, we will be together.
Together.
I like them immediately. I don't even know them. I hope they're new characters who live and have a long life.
The OPA orders you to comply.
We will not. We've been begging for a port since Ganymede fell.
Wow.
No one will let us land.
You're going to kill us. Just do it now.
I didn't expect to see Drummer telling them to comply. Yeah, the UN in Tripoli's not gonna take them out. They're gonna make it. Aye! 8 months later.
Did you speak to Naomi?
It was lovely meeting her, except it was through a screen.
Well, it's so weird seeing him at home.
She could have taken those gravity drugs on the way.
Those drugs are brutal. I wouldn't have asked her to do that for me.
Here. It's for your next long haul.
I was gonna say, is it Don Quixote?
I think I need to reread this.
Okay, I feel like we're in uncharted territory now. What is this?
Gonna be a real turd floater, huh?
Okay.
We gotta talk about that, right?
Ride? Yeah, I know.
Next clue to the case.
We're going to New York.
The hell's in New York?
Secretary General of the United Nations who summoned me.
You can ask her. Tell her to let you go through the
Officer
ring.
Raleigh.
Yeah, something must have changed if she wants to talk.
You gotta talk about that, right, kid? Next clue to the case.
He's on a loop. Wonder how often he sees Miller these days.
I hope we get a chance to meet in person one day. You know, I'm quite a dancer. Kupinga Tawanda. Okay. Okay. That was agonizing.
Yes, it was.
I'll see you soon. Love you.
If this thing's not tied into our drive just right, we're all gonna get tossed into the ceiling every time it fires.
I'm on it.
At least we know Amos, Alex, and Naomi are all on the Roci.
Melba?
Please, Clarissa.
Okay, she's using her real name now.
I get one vid message a month now.
Prison? I mean, good.
Didn't have anyone to call. So you coming down the well?
Nope. There's a lot of past in my past, so I'm gonna skip it.
At least you have a choice. Spend the rest of my life in here. Like Dad. I called to say thank you.
For what?
Months heading home. Letting me work in the shop with you.
Oh.
Kept me sane.
You were a good mechanic.
Remember when you sent me to check on the seals in the airlock?
Yep.
If I wanted to, I could have blown the outer door while I was in it. Killed myself.
Yep.
Was that on purpose?
If I was staring down a lifetime sentence, I'd want to have the option.
He gave her the option. That's interesting. Yeah.
It was kind of you to make the offer. But Anna was right. I don't deserve the easy way.
Stop it. Take whatever they give you, and you give nothing in return.
Can I bother you again sometime?
Sure thing, Peaches.
Interesting.
Half our population is unemployed, and we've been given the biggest opportunity to give them jobs, to give them a purpose in a century. Every week, another colony ship filled with our constituents shows up at the blockade and we make them wait. They're sitting ducks for pirates. They want to explore new worlds. We should let them.
When Columbus arrived, at least he knew what was waving at him was humans.
The only reason there weren't any riots in the streets when we fired on the Ganymede ships was because they were belters. Sooner or later, an Earth ship will try to run the blockade. Are you going to shoot down our own citizens, or are we going to turn the situation to our advantage?
We are going to do what I said we are going to do.
I'm actually surprised at their restraint that we haven't just sent some people in.
Are you familiar with the Barba Piccola?
Refugee ship from Ganymede.
Right?
One of the 4 that slipped through the ring. They're never heard from again.
Until now.
We heard from them again.
Yes!
The Belters have been installing com relays through the ring gates. Some miracle the Belters in this world survived. About 100 or so. They're calling the planet Ilus.
Makes sense. Ilus was a brother of Ganymede.
Who gives a I didn't bring you here to teach me mythology.
Oh, come on.
The planet is practically made of lithium.
Belters struck it rich. Good for them.
They also found this. That looks like the work of the proto-molecule.
Doesn't appear to be active.
And for a few hundred years, we thought Phoebe was just a ball of ice orbiting Saturn.
Yeah.
I want you to go to Ilus.
All right.
You said the worlds on the other side of those rings were killed. Genocide on a scale that we cannot even begin to comprehend. You have the insight to the proto-molecule that no one else does. I need to know what is really going on over there.
And if it is another Eros?
Evacuate the Belters. Destroy the proto-molecule if you can, and get the hell out of there.
It's not going to be another arrow. Aw.
How'd she look?
Fine.
No, I mean, like, what was she wearing?
I couldn't even tell you, and I just saw her.
She already has a ship en route. The Edward is real. It's a science ship. A survey vessel out of Titan. They've got the gear and the expertise to assess the situation and hopefully contain any contamination. We'll have access to their resources if we need them. So Naomi, you and Alex will stay in orbit.
I'm going to the surface too.
Are you sure?
It's a long trip to Ilus. I'll have time to prepare.
Okay.
There's 1,300 new systems out there, and I don't want to see them all from orbit.
Good for you.
Whatever happens down there, we'll deal with it together.
Oh, they're great. Okay, Mars. I was just thinking, okay, but where's Bobby? I assumed she was in trouble with the Martian military. She doesn't seem like a soldier.
We're cutting any shells done. We are cutting Terra.
Does he know her? Does she think she's cute? Does he think she's cute? Is he doing something nefarious?
Hey, I got a few bites on apartments, so I shouldn't be too much longer.
As long as you need Bobby. Keep an eye out for David?
Sure.
Interesting seeing like where she lives on Mars right now. Still hoping she ends up on the Roci.
Sit down. Stay a while.
Can't. Got a study date.
Your Aunt Bobby. David talks about you all the time. He says you're a war hero.
He's a sweet kid.
It's nice to meet you.
I love that she took a piece.
Hey, Bobby.
Nice to see you, Flyboy. I saw the news you're heading to the ring. Are you going to New Terra?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
And how are you feeling about it?
You wouldn't understand.
Wouldn't she?
What's that supposed to mean?
Scared of anything in your life.
Sure I have. All the time. But there's a trick. You just have to believe that what you're doing really matters.
I was hoping she would get an invite.
Freighter, Amberjack, we got you target locked. Give us cargo, we no fight, and you live.
Unidentified predator, this is OPAS Thailand.
We
have target lock. Comply or we will be forced to fire.
Love that we're catching up with Ashford.
Base of action, they're dumping core.
Oh man. Oh, I didn't expect that.
What faction are you with?
It pay well. Fuck you, your own. For the Ilus?
3 UN supply ships got hit on this trade route in 1 month. Who is ignoring the truce?
The one that still fight for the belt. They keep belters out of the ring. So they find the gold first.
They're kind of keeping everyone out of the
Leave
ring.
us with dirt, and you help them.
But it is interesting that Earth seems to be making the rules. Oh, Naomi, yeah, this is gonna be painful.
It's nice to know Martians have to go through this as well.
But they get the train for years in 1G.
We all lost family on Ganymede because of the Ilus war. Ilus is our home now, and we will not be driven out again.
It makes sense that they would feel that way. I think they're certainly on the right. But the only reason I think anyone would want to even take them out would be if there was a proto-molecule threat. Although they've been there for months now with no threat evident. So maybe it's safe.
Oye, Nagata. What are you doing here? Is the universe about to end again?
Did you think I missed the chance to talk to you in real time? Over 40 ring-com relays installed to date, I gather. 42, which means only 1,331 to go.
Wow.
With Medina Station on the hub of it all, it's a good command.
Only gas station on the new frontier.
You're going to get the belters off that planet.
We're not going to evict anyone. We're going to make sure it's safe.
Safe.
You hear how many of those refugees died trying to adapt? A lot of them had to go back up to orbit. We are creatures of space. In 2 generations, their children will be in us. They won't even remember what they were.
Everyone should have the right to decide for themselves.
She would be mad if she knew Nagata was taking those injections to prepare to not die by going to the planet. It's sad so many refugees did. Interesting. Right on schedule.
Be on Ilus in a few weeks, then what?
I'll let you know. Thanks for the ride.
What are we supposed to wait?
Come on. He's intent only to give a little bit of information at a time. Okay. He's clearly near Bobby on purpose, for a purpose.
Got something you want to say to me,
She
Sailor?
clocked it.
Can I buy you another beer?
Is that it?
Told the whole unit, hey, thanks for
Okay,
remembering.
former military.
Y'all civilians now. You could have saved your benefits if you signed that statement they're waving in front of you, but you wouldn't.
I stand by what I did, and I can live with the fallout.
I love her.
It's what a Marine does. And he doesn't whine when the chips are down. He goes to the VA, gets a regular job.
I'm there every day waiting in line.
The problem is you've got too much time to think. It's making you crazy.
Crazy. You look like you about ready to vent someone's skull for looking at you the wrong way.
I didn't vent yours.
Oh, bleeding heart. You were inside that ring station. What'd you see?
A bunch of people killing each other to control something they didn't even understand. Hang on to that uniform, keep them tip-top. You can be damn sure there are plenty more wars coming.
She's almost certainly right about that.
If now we kill our own on orders of the Ilus, is this peace worth the price?
It makes sense that not all the OPAs on board with Dawes and Johnson.
Transmit your access code immediately.
Boss man, they target lock us.
Tynan, this is your final warning.
Give it to them.
Code verified. Tynan, you're cleared for the ring.
We have enough problems already without you agitating the inner.
Well, they like humiliating us.
You have to trust your gut.
Well, the last time I did that, it didn't work out so well, did it?
We were all flying blind, Pampa.
Me more than you.
Only because my friend had a boyfriend with an imaginary friend who told us how to power that station down.
And I thought he was a madman.
Not unreasonable, though.
Turns out to be a prophet.
It's possible to be both.
Accurate. I think historically, you'd probably find both to be true. Orbiting New Terra.
Why'd I let you talk me into this?
First scientists ever to study a whole new biome.
Yeah, that's great.
We're making history.
I was with the Hygeia group when we found some belters squatting on a rock with $1 billion in platinum ore that we had the charter for.
How'd that go?
We gave them a percentage of the take.
I've seen him somewhere. I can't think of where.
You're about to be famous.
Bet the rocks down here look just like the ones back home.
Let's find out. Oh no! Oh no! Hey! Whoa! Whoa! What is happening? Is that the rocks or is somebody shooting at them? Rough landing on New Terra. Did the aspect ratio change? Beautiful landscape. Huh. Is this a lone survivor situation? Huh, the guy I kind of recognize from something, even if I don't know what, is the potential lone survivor? That's interesting. Oh, whoa. Well, certainly that guy's not a survivor. Holy crap. This is... the wreckage is so spread out. That guy's still alive. Someone else back there too. Okay, a couple people. You all seem dramatically injured. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Breathe. You need oxygen. It's okay. This is so interesting.
23 of our people are dead.
Yeah, the aspect ratio changed. That's cool.
Security Chief Mertry refused evacuation and is now in operational command of the expedition. Cause of the crash is currently unknown.
It could have been an accident or attack or something much worse. Get yourself to Ilus, do your job, and let RCE do theirs. The Belters will try to enlist you to their cause. Holden, do not put your dick in it. It's enough already.
Whoa.
It's good advice.
I like this like regal version of the theme. Look at her, dang. This is so cool. He was hoping for a better landing than the last group. Wow. Ooh. It's happening. Oh. Naomi! I love that she's first. I mean, she certainly had to work a lot harder to be able to walk on this planet than the rest. Oh, you gotta let her do it. I like that she has the Tachi bag. It is amazing. Oh, how's this gonna go? Obviously, they're doing the aspect ratio change here on Ilus, New Terra. It really does give this expansive view. Very excited to see what kind of welcome they're gonna receive.
You're not gonna let them take us from our land.
Nobody's doing anything to anybody.
We're here to help.
Welcome to New Terra. Come with me, I'll give you a lay of the land.
Good to meet you.
Traitor! Traitor! Traitor!
Hey now. Escalating fast. Ooh, what's happening? Is it a plague of locusts? I'd say probably worse. And why would it attack now? Or happen now? Is it just like local wildlife? Is it something that was prompted because of the almost violence? Huh. Metal? Don't know why that made me like jump scare. Is it living metal? It's definitely a big old question mark. I assume we're ending the episode with that big old question mark. Yeah. You know, the start of the season wasn't nearly as jarring as the start of book 3, right in the middle of season 3. I felt like we were just eased into this new story, and it is great so far. I love that we started off with the Ganymede refugees, in part because I just love that like the storyline of the many people who suffered with the loss of Ganymede, like that's still a part of the story. It's not just forgotten, it's not cast aside, it's front and center here with these people who lost everything. They're frustrated and they're no longer waiting. And I guess there was 4 ships that got through, and we're focusing on one in particular that landed on Ilus. Or I believe if you're a part of the UN, we call it New Terra. Right now I'm on the side of Ilus. I think it's a much better name. I love the mythology behind the name, even if Avasarala wasn't interested in that at all. But that was a really great way to start the new season and the new story. It was nice catching up with at least some of the people that we know and loves. Holden got to visit his family. Amos and Alex and Naomi had plenty of time to get the ship back together and better than it's ever been, probably. We got to catch up with Bobby and her new life on Mars. I'm sure at some point her story will continue to intersect with our crew somehow at some point. But I'm just glad she's still a part of the story, that she's not just on Mars and we're not following her anymore. I would be so bummed if she wasn't a part of the story anymore. Interesting to kind of include the scene with Melba or Clarissa calling Amos from prison. It's good that she's seeing jail time for the, well, she killed a lot of people, okay? And she did a really heroic act at the end there. I don't know if that'll play a role in her sentencing or her story, or if her story is just done and we know she's in prison. I think she said she's in prison for life, just like her father. That kind of makes sense. That checks out. But it was still kind of good to see her and see where she's at now. We didn't catch up with Anna. I think it's reasonable to assume Anna is back with her family, although I half expected her to be on the ship landing on New Terra with, you know, the first people from the UN side of things landing on the planet, right? I wonder what caused the attack. My first thought was not being totally sure if that was the same planet as Ilus or not. But my first thought, once I kind of realized it was maybe the Belters on Ilus were attacking them for coming. But now I think it was that metal junk at the end, or whatever that was, the cloud, the cloud of death and daggers. It just seemed it would be very in line with where Annika's character was developing and going, for her to be on that kind of expedition. But it also makes sense for her to be back at home with her family, her ministry, her life. Maybe she got that out of her system and she's just satisfied and happy. I don't know if we'll see any more of her or not. We had Prax in book 2's journey. He was a big part of that. And then we didn't see him in book 3. Maybe Anna is the Prax of book 3 and her story is complete. But I'd love to see both Prax and Anna again. You better believe it. Bring them back. Come on. It's cool that Miller is still hanging around, giving Holden just a little piece at a time of the next clue, etc. I'm very curious just where that is going and how long. Will Miller just going to be in Holden's mind for the rest of the show? Yeah, that'd be great. I'd be super happy. I felt really inspired by Naomi's. We only saw a glimpse, but she really worked hard. She trained. She put all the chemicals in her body to change it from a kind of fundamental level in order to be able to land on the planet and take part of this journey. And it was so great watching her make those steps. It seemed like the UN and the Belters were about to have very real conflict when that cloud appeared and cut everybody. And interesting, again, we're seeing how a potential outside threat unifies people, at least temporarily. And so I'm excited to see where that story goes as we continue on that planet. It was also nice to check in with Drummer and Ashford and how they're kind of working still with Dawes and Johnson with the kind of UN truce and peace treaty. And fascinating how some of the other OPA factions, obviously and naturally, they see them as traitors to the belt. And so that's a dynamic that I would love to see more of, but I'm having a great time watching this show. It's so dense and so packed with wonderful characters, storyline, writing, production. The whole thing is just amazing. this show is top tier, and it continues to be so going into the 4th season. I can't wait to see where it goes. Thank you for watching with me. If you'd like to watch the next 2 months early, you can do so over at casualnerdreactions.com. Just purchase a $5 early access subscription, or for $8, you can watch full episode reactions. Check it out if you want. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.